This video will explain in detail how filers can submit evidence in NYSIF cases. The NYSIF website is located at www.nycourts.gov/efile. This is how you get to our homepage, where it says Welcome to New York State Courts Electronic Filing. First thing I want to show you is on the left-hand side of the screen under Training, there's a link for training resources. And under the Virtual Evidence Courtroom, you're going to find a link to a PDF document that says how to submit an evidence document. And we'll go step by step through these instructions, and then we'll actually file some evidence through the Virtual Evidence Courtroom electronically on the NYSIF website. So the first thing that this mentions in this PDF is that the judges in this court or part is participating in a program for the submission of evidence electronically. So just to be clear, not all judges will opt to use this virtual evidence courtroom. Basically, what's going to happen is if the judge decides to participate in the virtual evidence courtroom, you're going to receive an email, and the attorneys or pro se litigants who have opted into e-filing or chosen to e-file will receive, any consented parties will receive an email letting them know that a hearing was created. When that hearing email is sent out, this is what the email is going to look like. And it's just going to let you know the date and time that a virtual evidence courtroom has been created for the submission of documents. It says to send a document to a virtual evidence courtroom, log into the NYSIF system, click the Send Evidence link that is under the File Documents section. And it just provides the case information, the hearing room that was created, and basically that means that, you can have more than one virtual evidence courtroom. There may be courtrooms created for different types of trials or different types of hearings. And so once you've received that email, you are now able to go into the NYSIF system to send evidence. All right, so once you log into your account, you're going to see a link that says Send Evidence. So when you click on that link, you're going to be prompted to type in the index number of the case and select the court where your case is filed. And on the screen directly after that, you're going to have a drop-down of the different virtual evidence courtrooms to select from. So you just want to make sure that you're selecting the correct virtual evidence courtroom that you're looking to submit evidence into. All right, so let's go ahead and log into the e-filing system, and we'll go ahead and submit evidence electronically now. So on this screen, again, this is the NYSIF homepage. You'll just click on Supreme Civil Court. You'll log into your account, and I'm sure you've all seen this link before now, and it's now available on the NYSIF website. It says Send Evidence under File Documents. So you'll click on that link, type in the index number of the case, select the court. In this training, I'm going to be submitting evidence to the conference that was scheduled on May 26, which is Virtual Evidence Courtroom 5. And then you're going to see a drop-down menu of the different document types that you can select. All right, so I'm just going to pull over the PDF. The PDF actually lets you know all of the document types that are available to select from when you're submitting evidence. And it is important that when you are submitting your evidence that you're selecting the appropriate role. So here it says, though there are documents on the list that apply to all parties, most documents are specific to your role in the case. So if selecting one of those documents, be sure to select the corresponding document type related to your role. So if you represent the plaintiff in the matter, you're going to want to select the document types that start with the name plaintiff. So plaintiff's exhibit for identification, for example. Okay, so let's pull this back. We have our first document type, and I'm going to be submitting plaintiff's exhibit for identification. So if I press P on my keyboard, it'll drop me down to all of the plaintiff document types. You'll select it from the drop-down menu. Now, any document type that has the name exhibit is going to require additional document information describing the exhibit and then an exhibit number or letter. Now, I'm just going to be typing in Plaintiff's Exhibit 1, but the additional document information is really supposed to be used to describe the exhibit that you're submitting. So if it's a letter from a bank, or if it's, whatever the PDF is what you're going to try and describe to the best of your ability. You'll type in the exhibit number or letter, and then you'll click on Choose File to select your document from the drop-down menu. So I have Plaintiff's Exhibit for Identification 1 labeled. I'm going to double-click on the PDF, or you can just click it once and click Open, and it'll populate that PDF in the area, in the field, so you know that it's ready to be uploaded. If you were only submitting this one document, you could just go ahead and click Next. If you'd like to submit more documents, you'll just click on Add Another Document. I have another Plaintiff's Exhibit for Identification that I'm going to be submitting. Again, you'll put in the additional doc information, the exhibit number, and then you'll select your next PDF. I have two more documents. I have a witness list and an exhibit list. I'm going to submit them as well. And my next document is going to be my witness list. So after I've uploaded all of my PDFs, this is my last PDF that I'm uploading. So instead of clicking Add Another Document, I'm going to simply click on Next. And then you'll be on the final review and send screen. It's going to show you all of the case details. So it's going to include the index number, the court you're filing in, the hearing date that was scheduled, and the hearing type, and which virtual evidence courtroom you selected to file to. You'll see all of the PDFs of the documents. So if you did want to verify the PDFs were correct, these are linkable. You can click on these PDFs to open the PDF just to verify it's the correct one. And at the very bottom here, you just have a filing acknowledgement that you've read and understand the following, just like if you were submitting documents in the NICEF system that were not for evidence. So you just check that filing acknowledgement, click on Send Documents, and the documents are now submitted through the Virtual Evidence Courtroom. Now, these documents do not become part of the NICEF record. There is a separate way to access these documents for the court and for the attorneys involved in the case. So if you click on View Case here, you're going to notice that all of the documents that you submitted are not part of the NICEF record, or the county clerk record, rather. There's actually a separate tab called Evidence. So if you click on the Evidence tab, click the drop-down menu, you're going to see all the different virtual evidence courtrooms for the different trials and hearings. We submitted our documents in Virtual Evidence Courtroom 5. So if I select that from the drop-down and click Go to Evidence Room, I'll be able to see all of the documents that I submitted. You can access these documents here. You're going to notice that they're pending with the court, and they're basically waiting to be reviewed by the part, whether it's the court attorney, the part clerk, or the judge. And once they review and admit those documents, you'll still have access to view them. The last thing I want to do, I just want to pull up the PDF document again and just point out a few things. So in the PDF document, it states that if a document is returned by the court for any reason, you will receive an email notification. It's an important note that we included in here, because unlike documents returned in a NICEF case, where a refiled document link is normally available, if a document is returned in the Virtual Evidence Courtroom, you will receive an email letting you know what needs to be corrected, but there won't be a link to refile the document. You just have to go into your account, click on Send Evidence, and just submit the document as a new filing into the case. I did mention this already, but I'll mention it again. Documents submitted through the Virtual Evidence Courtroom do not become part of the official county clerk's office record. They will not appear on the NICEF list of documents. Okay, and once you are in the evidence courtroom, you will have the ability to view documents that were submitted. You'll have the ability to sort the documents as well. So while in the virtual evidence courtroom here, you are going to see an option to sort documents. You can sort by specific document number. So this is Virtual Evidence Courtroom 5. It's hard-coded here, and you'll see the documents are numbered 5-1. That means Virtual Evidence Courtroom 5, Document 1. So if you wanted to, this list may get extensive. There may be hundreds of documents submitted into evidence. If you wanted to see Document 4, you would just write 4 there and click Narrow Evidence List, and it would just pull out just Document 5-4. You can also sort by document type. You can sort by documents sent by. Because only the plaintiff has submitted documents so far, I represent the plaintiff in this matter, it's only going to show you the one-party role. But once the defendant or the attorney for child submits documents, you're going to see their roles appear here too. There are also ways to sort the list by received date, received from, document type, and status. Okay, so that is how you submit evidence in a virtual evidence courtroom. If you have any additional questions, you can always email the NYCEF Resource Center. I'm just going to display the email address for you for this video. It's nyscef@nycourts.gov. If you need assistance or have any questions, just email us there. Thank you for your time.